Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Great to have you all here. My name is Brandy Kanazi, and I am the Commissioner of the Chicago Department of Family and Support Services. At DFSS, we connect Chicagoans to the services and programs that build stability, support their well-being, and empower them to thrive. For our DFSS Youth Services Division, a critical part of the work we do is to make sure that young people, especially those overcoming barriers, have access to experiences that will help them explore their interests and reach their full potential in school, in their communities, and in future endeavors. The One Summer Chicago program is the flagship initiative of our Youth Employment Division. It brings together government agencies, community organizations, and companies that are offering employment and paid opportunities to young people ages 14 to 24. One Summer Chicago kicked off on June 24th and has been in full swing. Because of Mayor Johnson's deep commitment to our city's youth, 27,140 youth are hired and are now working this summer. Our young people are exploring career opportunities and engaging with professionals in the public and private sectors from very diverse industries. This year, this is an increase of 2,400 young people that were hired compared to last year. Yes, yes. Our young people have been up to a lot of great things over the past 3 weeks. We have 100 young people who are training to become peacekeepers. They are engaging in peacekeeping circles, exploring podcasting, and they are sharing that this opportunity is more than just a job. It's a place where healing begins, and they are learning communication and restorative justice practices. They are forming strong bonds with their peers, they are networking, and they are learning positive ways to communicate with one another. In addition to that innovative program, 15 city departments and 28 aldermanic offices have 86 interns. Another 75 youth are working in CPD's Youth Advisory Council. 75 youth are a part of our Green Corps program, and 29 other youth are participating in the One Summer Chicago Infrastructure Program with the city's Department of Transportation and the Department of Streets and Sanitation. Through our Youth Service Corps program, youth are working to make a positive impact in their communities. They continue to push boundaries and come up with innovative ways to address important issues such as health, mental health, housing development, and food insecurity. Our Corps members are truly emerging as civic leaders, and their passion is inspiring. Our city is better off because of their humility. Not only are our young people doing good this summer, but I understand they're having fun too while getting paid. This year, the young people ages 16 to 24 are earning $15.80 per hour, while those who are 14 and 15-year-olds are earning a stipend of $450 for the summer. Many of our young people have made a pledge this summer to save $5 to $250 a week. They tell us they are going to use their savings to purchase new clothes, help their families pay their rent, help repay their family car. They're also going to create an emergency fund for a rainy day. Our young people are using their savings to even support their own education, all showing the importance of earning a dollar. We're very proud of their work with their saving their financial literacy. There are other opportunities made possible thanks to the partners that we have at the City of Chicago, including our city departments and sister agencies, including the Chicago Park District, the Chicago Public School System, the Forest Preserve District of Cook County, city colleges, CTA, the Chicago Housing Authority, After School Matters, and Lincoln Park Zoo. I also want to recognize the good work and dedication of our staff here at the city and our nonprofit partners, our coaches, mentors, and our work sites. The things you all do day in and day out to run this program is a yeoman effort, and so just thank you for the work that you do. One Summer Chicago is grateful because of the young people. You are helping us build a better, stronger, safer Chicago. We are grateful for the work, and this opportunity that we have for this program demonstrates what possibility and opportunity looks like. So I'm excited to welcome our great mayor of the best city in the freaking world, Mayor Johnson.
Thank you, Commissioner Kanazi, and good afternoon, everyone. That's usually what happens when I come in the room. There's just strong African drum beat sounds to show up. Thank you to our Park District Superintendent, Rosa Escareno. Of course, to my Deputy Mayor of Education, Youth and Human Services, Jen Johnson. The After Schools Matters CEO, Mary Ellen. I didn't even see you when I walked in, but I heard you clapping and I saw your smile. So thank you, Mary Ellen Karen. And then, of course, the Alternative School Network Executive Director, Jack West, Good Kids Mad City, and then Principal Butler. Let's give them all a warm round of applause. Thank you all for your partnerships and your leadership. It's really exciting news today that One Summer Chicago 2024 is in full effect. You know, this program and this opportunity is helping tens of thousands of young people kickstart their career paths, and we get to do it every single summer. But we also need to make sure that we're breaking down barriers and opening up doors to show them that there are real opportunities for them to take their first step towards a meaningful path and finding their purpose. One Summer Chicago provides hands-on experiences. It's opportunities that are ranged from local businesses to city agencies and departments, community programs like the Peace Keeper Training Pilot Program that's taking place right here at Dyett High School. This new program has provided an opportunity for training for 100 young people between the ages of 16 and 24 to become peacekeepers in Chicago. That's a good thing, you all. This is crucial for the overall development of our young people. But I also want to uplift that we also launched earlier this week, the Cycle Breakers. It's a community-led youth safety initiative as part of the People's Plan for Community Safety. This is also an opportunity for us to leverage the full force of government to provide resources to communities that are most impacted by violence. You know, what's most important here is that we want to make and create opportunities for our young people to develop peace within themselves and for the communities in which they live in. You know, we received over 800 applications for young people who want to be a part of peacekeeping. Now, the 100, I know it's a good start, but it's clear indication that there are so many more young people that are positioned to not only find peace within themselves, but be the answers that we're ultimately looking for. So I'm very grateful for this initiative. One Summer Chicago, in all the many ways that the city is working together to keep young people safe, we're really focused on making sure that they have bright futures. So that's why we're collaborating with every single entity in this city, whether it's the Chicago Public Schools, Department of Streets and Sanitation, and the Laborers Union that collaborated to launch a training program for 2024 CPS graduates. It's a 10-week program where these young people get an opportunity to work alongside of the Laborers Union while also being of service to the city. But they're also connected with the Park District. They're building off their years of successful programming and revamping the Recreation Leader and Training Program. So many of these training programs that have now really begin to see the fruit of the labor and the investment. But here's the part that I think is key, that these opportunities to engage and learn, these are paid opportunities. You know, it's a different generation now. When I was growing up, it wasn't that long ago, so don't get too excited. It was just, I graduated a few years ago from high school. We had some of these opportunities, but they weren't paid. And look, I know what it's like to grow up in a house where one long orange extension cord goes from our window to our neighbor's window just to make sure the electricity is on. You open the refrigerator, there's not enough food. These are real challenges when your mother comes to you and she's grateful that your first check has come in, because that check has to be turned over to your mother to make sure that there's enough food and we can get the lights on. These are real lived experiences that our young people have had, and that's why I'm proud to say that there are 27,140 young people that have checks today. And finally, I want to thank the business community, World Business Chicago in particular, that has worked to engage with small corporations, large corporations, all of them purposing to hire young people. This is the work of the people. To invest in our city, to invest in our bright future, is to invest in our young people. So I want to thank everyone for fostering this incredible opportunity for One Summer Chicago and supporting our young people. And so with that, one of our young persons who really made me famous, because as soon as she stood next to me, like, people were taking pictures and everything. And so you all give it up for the very famous Kelsey Harvey. Kelsey.
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
Hi, my name is Khalees Harvey. I am from the STOP program on the south side of Chicago. This is one of my first years dealing with like peacekeeping, and I can really say that I learned a lot within the 3 weeks that I have been there. Like, far as reopening the mental health programs, doing circles. As we continue to push our community as a safer place, I want to give a big thanks to Mayor Johnson. Mayor Johnson has provided us the opportunity to make all of this possible, make a difference within the city. But I also want to give a big thanks to Good Kids Mad City for advocating on the behalf of the youth to make sure we are able to have 100 keeping jobs. I'm sorry. But it's not enough. Let's continue to fight for more resources for our young people. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a proper introduction. All right, so this next young person who is coming up on behalf of Good Kids Mad City, no relationship, but however, I've known him before the day he was born. Great, incredible parents. He's a superhuman being, and is we're very proud of him. A proud West Sider. So I got a little backup over here on the South Side. So y'all make this young man feel very special. West Side, North Lawndale, Reese Johnson.
Hi, I'm Reese Johnson, and I'm with Good Kids Mad City, and I'm 20 years old, and I come from the west side of Chicago, North Lawndale. I am a youth leader, and I would like to see change in my city, first and foremost. And I come to you all today to propose an option to get more safety in our communities, and to cut down on all of the violence in our city, especially right now in a time period like this, after coming off one of the worst weekends we had in 10 years. One of the most deadliest. As a young people, we have bright futures, and we want to see our futures, and something needs to be done to help us get to our futures. The Peace Book is a new and a bright opportunity that could change everything in our city. We look forward to working alongside Mayor Johnson, alongside all our alders, Taylor, Fuentes, Robinson, and more. GKMC has been pushing peace since 2018 and will continue to work hard and uplift youth-led violence prevention programs. We want to heal our communities and provide other youth like us with opportunities to push peace and to make our community safer. We don't want to lose more friends and family members to gun violence. The Peace Book is a tool that can help us reach this important goal. Youth deserve to live safe and healthy lives. And that's what we want. We'll continue to fight for and to continue to work for. Thank you for all.
All right, with that, we'll take a couple questions.
Mayor's got 10 minutes. We're going to start with on-topic questions. John, want to start?
Hey, Mayor, John Garcia with Channel 7. Are you hoping, at this point, are you hoping that you can expand this program beyond? And could you also talk a little bit about what specific kind of work they're doing, what we just heard from the Good Kids Mad City people?
Yeah, so absolutely, I'm hopeful that we can expand this program. You know, I said this when I was running for office, and we are obviously heading in the right direction, is that we want to increase the number of young people that we hire for summer positions, and we want to create a pipeline where we can do it year-round, and we're doing that. Last year, there was an increase, 20%. We're up 32%. We're going to continue to build on this because it is a matter of life and death. And I said that from the very beginning that the best way to achieve a better, stronger, safer Chicago is by investing in people. And so that's what I'm doing. You know, as far as the work that they're doing, I think it would not be appropriate for me to explain it. I'll allow one of the young persons to explain it. But what I can say is this, that I just participated in one of the efforts that they're doing, which are these peace circles, and they are phenomenal. What these peace circles ultimately do, what it did for me today, it gave me an opportunity to reflect on how I keep peace, how I find inner peace. And let me just tell you, these days, trying to find inner peace, this circle just saved the city of Chicago. But what it also allowed us to do is to think about how we can achieve peace outside of ourselves within the community, getting our young people to be able to reflect and talk and come up with strategic solutions about how peace starts with themselves and then begin to carry that message as disciples of peace is a very powerful tool that the city of Chicago can benefit from. Is there anyone else that wants to speak to it? I did my best. Come on, Anna.
So I'm Anna. I'm the youth organizer and restorative justice coordinator for Stop Southside Together Organizing for Power. So this summer program has been amazing. We were only supposed to have about 15 people outside, but I ended up with 24, of course. You can't turn down young people. It's so hard to turn down young people. So actually right now while we are here, I got students that are currently going through a restorative justice circle training. It's a 4-day training where they learn how to actually be circle keepers and hold their own space. So yeah, they learning like conflict resolution skills, but also how to build relationships. I think that's like the most important thing at all. Like a lot of us like work together and don't have relationships with each other. And problems arise because people don't have relationships with each other. But outside of just learning about peacekeeping, they also learning about like a lot of different organizing movements that happen with Good Kids, Mad City, COCO, Stop, and reopening the mental health clinics that was closed down when Mayor Rahm was our mayor. So they've been a part of like pushing for the opening of the mental health clinics being reopened, but not only that, but just advocating for stuff that they want to see themselves inside of our schools. We won cops out of CPS, and the fight is not over because people don't understand that safety is community. That's real safety. And if we don't have relationships with each other, how can we create that safety? So this summer overall, like students, I'm just learning about just building peace, we're building relationships with each other.
Thank you, Anna.
Good afternoon, Mayor.
Hey, good afternoon.
Charlie Wojciechowski from Channel 5. Apart from the obvious work the peacekeepers are going to do, explain how employing 27,000 kids is going to help with your reducing violence in the summer efforts and how that integrates with your public safety program.
Yeah, look, you know, it's well documented that having safe spaces for young people and young people finding their purpose and having access to resources, there are clear indications that the more people that we have in position to be able to receive resources, it reduces the likelihood of violence. In fact, the safest spaces in Chicago, I believe, are your park districts. And so all the work that we're doing to expand work in the park districts, we're not only hiring people, but we're creating hiring opportunities in spaces that overwhelmingly are safer. You know, look, it is well documented and well researched that where violence has the opportunity to metastasize is where poverty exists. Now, I will say this one more time just for clarity. We had an opportunity to have a war on poverty or a war on drugs, right? 60 years ago, our country went in a different path. They decided to go after drugs, which ultimately led to the criminalization of black and brown people. So it exploded the prison industrial complex. We did not have the resources of the communities, and now here we are 60 years later, finally getting it right. Finally getting it right. Thank you for that question.
Hi, Mayor.
see. Yeah, why don't you say that this, you can actually work site, that's why you have professors around you and attorneys.
There was a University of Chicago study with One Summer Chicago in the Department of Family and Support Services that looked at 1,700 young people who had 7 weeks of employment. They followed them for 17 months. Their violence dropped nearly 50% just from that 7-week job. It was 43%. So that's a real good proof. Getting kids jobs, getting them moving in the right direction makes a big difference on violence and reducing violence.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I have to work site that at University of Chicago. All right, very good. Anybody else?
Good afternoon, Mayor.
Hey, good afternoon.
When will the city see the entire Peace Book ordinance pass? Because as I understand it, it has not gotten through the full city council, and this Peacekeepers initiative is a pilot.
Yeah, as you heard, that there's still an organizing effort to bring it into complete fruition. It has my support. This pilot, of course, is a lot of times what happens when you're trying to help move other people who may not be where you are. We call that organizing. Show people that it works. And what you're seeing today is a clear example that it does work. So that effort continues. There are strong champions, the city council, who are committed to moving the Peace Book. And I'm confident that the organizing that's in this room, they won't have to go on a hunger strike like I did to get something done in this city.
Do you think for next year's budget that's a doable timeline?
I think anything's possible. I mean, I became mayor of the city of Chicago. Anything is possible.
Mr. Mayor, Julian Cruz with WGN. I was wondering if we could
I recognize the voice.
I was wondering if we could ask you about your conversation with President Biden on Tuesday. We saw your social media post. Is there anything you could share with us or about what is happening today? Obviously, there's a huge debate going on in the Democratic Party.
Well, let me just say this first part. My conversation with President Biden was just as strong as all of my conversations have been. This president is committed to the type of investments that are needed to create more opportunities for young people. He's given me his word and he's shown up. His commitment to investing in our communities is real. And I'm confident that because he's the only person on the planet that has ever beat Donald Trump, I'm going to go with the person who has a track record of winning, especially when they believe in the work that we're doing. We have reopened a mental health clinic, and we are providing mental health services that were taken away from us from previous administrations because of investments that we're getting. We're building affordable homes, creating opportunities for public housing to be expanded. We talked about that very explicitly. He's committed and dedicated to it. Of course, One Summer Chicago and youth employment. It's a big, big initiative for the president. And then, of course, community safety. We all know that even though homicides are down, shootings are down, I know that's not enough because anytime you have one person that gets, harmed by gun violence, it's one too many. As far as the debate is concerned, I don't even know why there's a debate, quite frankly. Do you all know that the former president has been on trial for an attempted coup to overturn an election? Now, look, I taught social studies. Don't nod off on me. As soon as I said social, you guys got sleepy. I'm just saying, do you understand how unprecedented that is? That here this person he is being accused of being a part of attacking our government on January 6th. This person has made it very clear that he has not accepted the results of the Civil War, and he wants a rematch. They are literally trying to resurface the Confederacy. What are we debating over? You can go with the person who has shown up for the people of this country, investing in cities across America, or you can go with the person who does not believe in democracy. The choice is clear. Biden, Harris.
I'm Sarah with BZ. I want your reaction to the Chicago Public School budget that came out yesterday, and specifically the CTU criticized the CEO, saying that the cuts will take the school district back and saying that he should have pushed for more state and federal money. Do you agree with the CTU, and are you disappointed with Pedro's budget?
Well, let me just say this. I agree with Mayor Brandon Johnson. Okay, let's start there, all right? I appreciate the Chicago Teachers Union, I do, for all the reasons that everybody in this room knows. I helped build the power there. I was an organizer before I got haircuts and had to wear suits all the time. So I'm very clear about that power because I helped build it. And there are people in this building right now that are beneficiaries of that power that I helped build. But let's just put that to the side for a second. As mayor of the city of Chicago, here's what the mayor wants. The mayor wants a fully funded education system where children do not have to compete of whether or not they will have a librarian or a social worker. The reality is that I was also part of the movement that changed the funding formula for the state of Illinois, of which every single school district deserves more dollars. This is not just an issue about the city of Chicago. Now, let me just give you the specific number. The city of Chicago is owed $1.1 billion based upon the algorithm that the state has put forward. It's not even just enough for me to agree. The state of Illinois knows they owe us that, but they owe Aurora, Elgin, Waukegan, East St. Louis. Every single child in this state should not have to compete on whether or not they're going to have access to a quality education. We already know what works. So, you know, I just think it's important. Let me calm down here for a second. Because you were so smooth in your question. Let me just say that I'm not going to accept cuts. I'm not. That is not what the people of Chicago elected me to do, was to cut our school district. I'm not going to do it. Is that everybody? All right, thank you all very much. Hey, thank you all.